Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Navi back again. News and views on the news. Let me greet everybody real quick. Havard and Hardu, Gudak, Ola, Oi to the Bang, Vasas Los Bonjour, Miss Me, Kid, Bawini, Konichiwa, Ni Hao Ma, Sani Wanani, Jambo Habari Gani, Assalamu alaikum and Shalom. All right. Basically, I want y'all to understand this. Two words, Aburoni and Abibini. All right. I put it in the title. Afro news, right? European Oburoni are taking Africa through the BAW Abibini woman. Abibini pretty much means indigenous to the land. Oburoni means come from over the waters or come from across the ocean. All right. And so basically, and there's another term from people that belong to Abibini that come back from over the waters, right? But basically, what the Europeans found out is that the BAW will sell their birth because they don't have the birthright. It's to their men. They will sell their men under the river in a moment, right? Giving these Europeans a foothold in Africa through marriages. Wait a minute, that's how apartheid started. That's how all of it started again. And you would think that the Africans would have learned, but no, they didn't learn. You know why? Because they're blinded by another thing. They have been indoctrinated with the demonic Christianity. How do we know this? You'll hear a quote from Desmond Tutu later, right? But let's get into this. What's the biggest problem? Missionaries, right? But first, all right, y'all know what time it is. Let's get those thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell. Yeah, and you know you got to click them to catch the impromptu live shows, okay? My to donate, my PayPal me link will be in the description box. Just click on the link, and remember, still take care of yourself and family first. Shoot, got to sneeze. All right, y'all know what time it is. All right, so let's get on with it. Missionaries, right? We get missionaries to drill Christianity into a people that should know that this mess is false on its head. How do you take on a religion from the people that did all the murderous things that they did in the name of said Christianity, and you know the history? How dumb are we as a people? I mean, period. As black people, that we want to accept the friendship of everybody so bad that we can't recognize the enemy's ways. How dumb are we to accept demonic and devilish things? They send these nice people over here, and these are probably some solid of the earth people, right? These are the people that brainwash you because they believe their stuff, right? They brainwash you into thinking that your laws in harmony with nature is wrong, that you need to do the white man's way is because look, you could go faster on land. You get trinkets. Oh, and never mind that most of your people died in these mines and stuff like that and weren't paid, right? Were slave labor so that these guys could get rich and build things to destroy the world. No, let's not worry about that. You're causing the people to have access to resources so that they can utterly destroy the planet, right? But this is how it starts. And as I quote Bishop Desmond Tutu again, he said, when missionaries came to Africa, they had the Bibles, we had the land. They said, let us pray. We closed our eyes, and when we opened them, we had the Bibles and they had the land, right? But no, not only that, then a whole bunch of these Negroes or Abibinis, so let's change the word, a whole bunch of these Abibinis sprouted, right? So they bought all into Christianity. Why? Because Christianity is the biggest scam going. Some of your richest people, some of your richest black people in Africa now are Christian African ministers. They peep game, and they're making money from the poor, hand over fist. This is how Christianity works. If you keep your government bad enough and worse enough, and people can't see no hope, they pray to a higher power, right? So when you had African customs, people were living in harmony with the land. People weren't materialistic. Christianity teaches materialism. And when you can't achieve the materialistic goals that you think that you should meet, then you pray to this white Christian Jesus, right? Not only does this tear at you, at your fabric of peaceful coexistence with nature, but it also tears at your identity as a people. Now you have made the white man a god, the one who's murdered you in the past, and you know they murdered you in the past. You know they were unrighteous in the past, and they're unrighteous in their present state, right? But what you do is you get a whole bunch of, how do they say it? You get a whole bunch of popular men. All right? That men that have that je ne sais quoi. All right? They don on Christian robes. They even keep some of the African themes in them. Oh, and don't think some of them older black women ain't going to get in on this game. All right? Because everything about Christianity is giving to these men. These men then keep part of the money, but then they give part of the money back to the white people. That's how it works. All right? Already pointed out in another video how this works. And just in case you didn't get it, let me point it out again. All right? Remember, when white people brought on over Christianity, they even divided that up. So now, not only do you not care about your family now, but you care more about the white man's religion than your own relatives. Understand this. Now, within the white man's religion, you pick a branch of it, so now you're divided even more. Here, let me show you how that works. So this is how this works. You have the religious beliefs in Ghana. Now, they are, 70% Christian. Right? So they got rid of their ways and they took on white ways. So the first thing that starts to happen is you got the pastors, the men, not most of the men in Ghana, right? Because if most of the men in Ghana would wake up, they would be able to stop this, right? But by the time they get ready to stop this, the pastors who don't really care, because as you become a Christian, and especially a mega pastor, you only care about the money. You do a little bit for the people, right? But you don't care about the white people coming in because you want what the white man wants. These black pastors, right? So then they sell out for the money, all right? Because now Christianity teaches the love of money, not a family. You don't love the family anymore. Your job now is to convert the family. If you can't convert them, then you ostracize them. This is what Christianity teaches. All right? Christianity is destructive to all nations that it comes to. Why you think China don't want it there? Right? And so, here's the ranked belief system adherence among population in Ghana. Pentecostal got 28%. Non-Pentecostal got 18.4%. Let me tell you the difference between that. The Pentecostals say the non-Pentecostals ain't going to heaven.
The non-Pentecostals pretty much say that most of the people are going to go. Roman Catholics pretty much don't care one way or the other because the Pope is so rich. The other Christians, they're divided from the Roman Catholics. None of the 11.4% of other Christians, non-Pentecostal Christians, and Protestant Christians do not consider the Roman Catholics Christians. They will go and out of ignorance say, well, the Roman Catholics are just Catholics, but they don't understand that the word Christian comes from the Roman Catholics, right? The only person to be the person that coined the phrase Christian was Constantine. All right, he's the one that did that. This was just the Holy Roman religion under the Flavians before it turned into Christianity. And then they spread that by the sword. Now they spread that by conniving. Right? And they tell you that this Christian system is a better way. Oh, but guess what it allows them to do? Now that you're separated only by religion and not by family, not by culture, not by tradition, but the tradition that you're following is from the white man who did all the evil that they did to you. But then they say, oh, we're peaceful people. That our evil that we subjected the world to is not as evil as family fights. Right? When you look at this, right, Ghana is going to give away their land and resources to these white men, and this is how they're going to do it. As Tutu said, when we opened our eyes, we had the Bibles and they had the land. All right, now they have the Ghanaian women. Because the black women everywhere are the first ones to sell out. And once the white people get a toehold, all right, it's not going to be nothing nice. You think it's going to be something nice, but it's not. The white man realizes, understand this, the white man realizes that his seed is his seed. And whereas these light-skinned babies that these women are looking forward to having are going to be considered African, these white men are going to make sure that these light-skinned babies, because they're his seed, is going to be above the dark-skinned babies. How do we know this? This is how they do everything everywhere. Look in the United States. Look everywhere they've been. All right? But what's happening is not only that, now they're going to have a toehold on the land. As black women in there joyously give themselves away and give away their culture, but they've already been done away. This black woman is no longer an African. Oh, she's an African by blood and stuff like that, but not by culture. You say, well, she knows some of the language and she lived there, but not by culture. She, along with others, have given up their culture for the white culture. All right? And so now, she's going to have these, she's glad to have marry a white dude. Because even though they're the ones responsible for messing up Africa and carving out and doing what they did to the world. All right, she has no problem with it because it's the for right now that matters. All right, so they have this day where they mix white culture with black culture. But at the end of the day, it ain't going to be black culture. It's going to be white culture. So she's all happy and giddy, her big day. Right? But this is endemic of what's going on in the country, period. So they take some African robes, put them on a white guy, and the white guy don't care. He like, cool, all right, we in. Right? He's going to be working these business deals and stuff like that. Right? And they're doing this all over the place. This doesn't even look right. These are the same women that hate Black American men, or do they? Ugandans that come to the comment section, let us know, because I started this conversation before. I'm wondering if what would happen if black men go over there. Would we be accepted the same way that these black women accept the white man over there? All right. The difference is this white man is going to take your country from under you, whereas the black American men, um, we would be glad to just get back to a country where everybody looked like us. But it looked like these black women over here, these Abibini, will make sure that the Oburoni will seemingly become Abibini. Uh, yeah, think about that. Wrap your head around that. They're going to be anchored in by way of their children via these black women. Right? So the question is, would these people be as accepting to black American men? You know, the black American men with money. Why is it that we feel so much grief coming from out of Africa, but the same people that came there to destroy it, to kidnap the people from it, to put them in this abject slavery, which the Africans still really don't have an idea what really happened. And I think we need to go and tour Ghana and stuff, not to go there to learn their ways, to tell them what happened after we left there. Then learn their ways so that they can understand what's going on here. See, a lot of Africans don't understand what's going on here until they get here and start understanding what really happened during slavery. There's more access to it. But in the meantime, while they're trying to figure that out, Africa is slowly but surely, country by country, going to be stolen right off from under them again. Only in the minds of the white man, he's going to have a legal right to do it. Why? Because you allowed him in by one, accepting his religion, and then two, all of your women are going and clamoring to marry him and give him a toehold. And at the end of the day, that same woman is going to look down on her own people, because that's what their religion say. She's going to look down on her culture. And as they come in and stuff starts being destroyed from off from under her, she's going to be the first one wanting to go back to his country as she watches her country go down in spoils. But guess who won't care? These black women. But guess who's going to care? But too late? All the rest of the people that allowed it to happen by getting rid of their own culture to accept the culture of people that they know are at best murderers. To try to maintain a semblance of their culture in the midst of people that don't appreciate it. Oh, they appreciate it as far as entertainment, but they don't really appreciate it, the spiritual intent behind it or anything else. Because if they did, they wouldn't have brought their religion and told the black people that their religion was wrong, that their ways and culture was wrong. Oh, this is what Christianity teaches, that the black ways and cultures are wrong. If it didn't teach that, then you wouldn't need it. Why would white people feel you needed Christianity in a place? Why would they think you needed their religion in a place? Well, they might understand that the black ways are not wrong, But the black ways of sharing that no one really owns anything makes it difficult for them to carve out the land and enslave the people. So the first thing you got to do is enslave the people's minds by taking away everything that makes them peaceful to each other, but protective against strangers. And what the strangers do is like, oh, well, let us give you our religion, our God. So now, as you worship the Christian God, which is Lucifer, read Revelation. What do they call Jesus? The morning star. What do they call Lucifer in Isaiah? The morning star. So as you worship this their version, their God, everything you have will be taken from you. Right? And so while they convince you to give this up, to give up your ways, to give up your protective ways, to give up your legal rights, all right? Because now you've taken on their laws, their democracy, right? So you've taken on their democracy, you've taken on their laws, right? And you've changed the mentality to the search for money instead of the search for joy and happiness, right? Then you're going to end up looking like this. Maybe not now, but sooner or later, yep, there it is, right? Because the white people's religion came in and taught you not to value happiness, not to value family, but it taught you to separate yourself from family and then separate yourself from other people that don't believe exactly like you believe. Oh, and when all of y'all were on one accord with your belief systems and customs, right? At one point, all of Africa was on one accord within family, within cultures, within communities. White people came in with Christian religion. Understand this. A divided place cannot stand. So a bunch of white people came in with not one Christianity. They came in with a bunch of Christianities. So then you got the Catholic and the Protestants. The Protestants are then divided into Presbyterian, Lutheran, Baptist, Church of God in Christ. Let's take that. Apostolics. You got all these divisions. All right. And each one of these divisions say the other guy is wrong, even though they're supposed to be reading out of the same book. Oh, but guess what? Y'all don't read out of that book either. Because if you read out of it, you wouldn't have let the people in it. You would understand it's all about the commandments. Oh, but they only bring the short part. You know, the New Testament, the shortest thing in the book. While forsaking the rules and laws which y'all have been following for eons in a day. You're going to look like this when it's all done. With that said, I'm out.
I kept telling y'all that the black woman kept giving away the lands and the heritage of the Afro men in Africa and in the New Worlds from the beginning. All right. They are giving over the land, exploring options, trying to be with those that will stroke their vanity. And now look at the continent of Africa, right? So now, for the Afro men in the New World, to the Caucasians, but the Old World to us, let's explore our options because they've been selling us out for the longest. Let them hit that wall. Period. With that said, I'm out.